A bear cub, singed and weary, emerges from the smoldering ruins of an ancient forest, her fur a patchwork of burnt and untouched patches. Behind her, the scorched trees reach skyward like twisted fingers, remnants of a recent fire. The sky is a deep, smoky red as the last embers of the fire glow faintly on the horizon. In the distance, an unsettling silhouette looms, an ancient, shadowy presence rising from the earth, suggesting an ancient force awakening. The cub, her eyes fierce yet fragile, faces the unknown with unwavering determination. A faint, ethereal glow pulses from beneath the earth, as if calling her toward a destiny she cannot escape. The firestorm tore through the ancient forest like an unbridled beast, devouring everything in its path. Trees that had stood for centuries succumbed to flames, their branches reaching to the heavens in a silent plea. Beneath the swirling chaos, a small bear cub staggered through the smoke, her paws blistered, her breath ragged. She didn't have a name yet. Names belonged to the safe, quiet days when she played beneath her mother's watchful eyes. Now, she was only instinct, a flicker of life against the consuming inferno. Hours turned to a blur as she wandered, the world around her a smoldering wasteland. When exhaustion claimed her, she collapsed under a charred tree, her tiny body trembling from the pain in her paws and the cold that settled after the fire passed. The world had gone quiet, but not peaceful. It was the quiet of endings, not beginnings. Fate, however, had other plans. The rescue team arrived at dawn, their boots crunching on scorched earth. Among them was Clara, a wildlife rehabilitator who had seen her share of tragedy but never grew numb to it. As her team combed through the remnants of the forest, a faint sound, half whimper, half growl, caught her attention. Beneath the shadow of the tree, Clara found her. The cub's fur was a patchwork of singed and untouched, her eyes glassy with exhaustion but alive with a flicker of defiance. Clara knelt slowly, holding out her hand as if reaching for the ember of a dying fire. "It's okay, little one," she whispered. "You're not alone anymore." The cub didn't run. Maybe it was the soft cadence of Clara's voice or the fact that she had no energy left to fight. Clara wrapped her in a fire-resistant blanket, and for the first time in days, the cub felt warmth without pain. In the weeks that followed, the cub came to be known as Ember, a name that spoke of both destruction and resilience. At the rehabilitation center, she became a symbol of hope amid loss. Her tiny paws, wrapped in bright bandages of red, white, and blue, became her signature. Visitors whispered her story to one another, a survivor of the flames, carried by fate into the hands of those who could heal her. But healing was not just physical. Clara noticed how Ember flinched at sudden noises, how she avoided the corners of her enclosure where shadows pulled. This was a creature who had seen too much for her young age. So Clara spent hours beside her, reading softly from books, playing recordings of forest sounds, and humming lullabies that seemed to bridge the gap between fear and trust. One night, under the glow of the moonlight spilling into the center's recovery room, Ember placed a tentative paw on Clara's hand. It was a simple gesture, but it carried the weight of 1,000 unspoken words. Clara smiled, her heart heavy with the knowledge that their time together would not last forever. Months later, the day of Ember's release arrived. The team drove her deep into a forest untouched by flames, a place where the trees whispered secrets and streams sang their endless songs. Ember hesitated at first, looking back at Clara with eyes that seemed to ask, "Will I be okay?" "You're ready," Clara said, her voice breaking just enough to betray her emotions. "This is your world." The cub turned and loped into the underbrush, disappearing into the emerald expanse. Clara watched until there was nothing left but the sound of the wind rustling through the leaves. But Ember wasn't gone. Weeks later, Clara returned to the release site for a survey. As she walked the familiar paths, a flash of movement caught her eye. On a ridge above her stood a bear, not a cub anymore, but not yet fully grown. Ember's coat had grown glossy, her stance confident. For a moment, their eyes met, and in that gaze was something unmistakable: recognition, gratitude, and an unbreakable bond. Then, as silently as she had appeared, Ember vanished into the trees. The forest healed in time, and so did Ember. But every so often, hikers and researchers reported sightings of a bear near the edge of the woods, a bear with a peculiar habit of sitting near campsites, as if watching over those who entered her domain. Locals called her the guardian of the ashes, a living reminder that even in the face of destruction, life could rise anew, stronger and fiercer than before. And somewhere, in a quiet home filled with photographs and memories, Clara kept a small, burnt twig from that fateful day, a reminder of the cub who taught her that even the smallest subscribe my channel. Revolution of hope.